He didn't recognize me. 7 years had passed, but his eyes were still the same shade of arrogant blue. He scanned the ballroom with that familiar detachment, the one that used to make me feel invisible even when I was standing beside him. When his gaze finally landed on me, it lingered, but not with recognition, only curiosity. I smiled, the kind of smile you give before striking a match. Then I handed him the contract. Silence followed. I remember the day it began to unravel. His mother's voice was the blade that cut first. "She's unworthy," she said, in that deliberate way she had of choosing words meant to bruise without breaking skin. He didn't defend me, not once. Instead, he leaned back, let her words hang in the air, and stayed quiet. That silence was worse than the insult. Silence is agreement when you're married. At first I told myself he was tired, overwhelmed, caught between loyalty to his family and me. But lies don't last long. They rot from the inside. And soon I began to notice the pattern. The missed dinners, the fading touch, the way he introduced me at events, hesitant, as if my name carried weight he didn't want to hold. Then the message. Not mine, not his, hers. A woman from his world, the kind his family had always preferred. Polished, connected, convenient. The words were casual but intimate, too familiar to be innocent. I didn't confront him. I watched. I memorized. And in the quiet of my heart, something hardened. When he left, it wasn't dramatic. No slammed doors, no broken glass. Just a slow pulling away until the space between us was wide enough for someone else to walk through. Divorce papers came in a manila envelope, unsigned. A lawyer's handwriting in the margins. He wanted me to give up easily. I signed them, quickly, calmly. He thought it meant I surrendered. He didn't see it for what it was. An agreement to set the board for the next game. Pain sharpened me. It didn't cripple me. I rebuilt in silence. While his family dismissed me as a closed chapter, I studied. Finance, law, negotiation, each skill a brick in the empire I was quietly constructing. I found people who had been underestimated too, people who knew how to turn rejection into steel. Together, we grew something they couldn't see coming. 7 years. 7 years of calculated patience. And then my lawyers told me the news. His family's company, the one they used to parade as untouchable, was bleeding. Bad investments, arrogance, and the kind of incompetence that comes from assuming your last name guarantees survival. They needed a savior. I became it. Not in my name, not yet. Through shell companies, through careful acquisitions, until the final piece clicked into place. By the time the contract was ready, I wasn't asking, I was buying. Buying them. Which is why I stood in that ballroom now, the music fading to a hum behind us, watching recognition dawn in his eyes. Not of me, but of the document in his hands. His lips parted. His hand trembled just slightly as he scanned the signature, the logo embossed in black, my company's seal. You? His voice cracked. That single word held disbelief, fear, and the faintest trace of shame. Yes. My answer was calm, sharp. Me. He glanced toward his family. They were clustered near the bar, laughing too loudly, still pretending the world bowed to them. He knew, even before the weight of it hit, that their empire had just shifted hands. That the girl they once called unworthy now held their legacy between her fingers. You can't, he started, but stopped, because he knew I could. I already had. I leaned closer, my smile precise. Funny thing about being underestimated, I whispered. It leaves you plenty of room to move unseen. The silence after was the sweetest music I'd ever heard. He didn't beg, he didn't fight. He just stood there, contract in hand, staring at me as if seeing me for the first time. And that was the real revenge. Not just the loss, not just the business, but the realization that he never truly knew me. I turned, leaving him frozen in place, and walked through the crowd. My heels clicked against marble, each step echoing finality. Heads turned, whispers followed, but I didn't stop. Outside, the night was cool, the city lights sharp against the sky. I inhaled, slow and steady, the kind of breath that tastes like freedom. For years, they called me unworthy. For years, he agreed. Now, the silence was mine, and it was louder than their laughter had ever been.